The main messages were that cholangiocarcinoma seems to be increasing. So there are three main types of cholangiocarcinoma: the intrahepatic, which is arising within the liver itself. Then there's the perihilar cholangios, and then there's the extrahepatic, which are just out in the bile duct outside the liver. Now, the data seems to suggest that for the last few decades, the intrahepatic variety seems to be increasing, and overall the extrahepatic seems to be decreasing. There are some issues with coding in that there's more and more evidence that some tumours are being miscoded as other tumours, which is an issue, but overall if you look at the total numbers, this cancer generally does seem to be increasing, and that's very worrying because this is a cancer with a very poor prognosis. And only a minority of patients are amenable for surgery, which is the only chance of cure, and even those minority that get surgery, within 5 years only 40% of them are alive. So it's a really aggressive cancer, and if the incidence is increasing, we really need to understand why. So that's the first message. I think the second message is, why is it increasing? So I presented some data on risk factors. So we know some risk factors like liver fluke infestation, but that only really affects Eastern Asia, bile duct stones, cysts in the liver, but these risk factors account for a minority of cases. So in the majority of cases, there are no known risk factors. So then I presented a meta-analysis that we've done recently, which is being written up, which is we looked at more recent factors that have been linked to cholangiocarcinoma. Things like cirrhosis, diabetes, obesity, which have all been increasing in the last few decades. And there is evidence from the literature that these conditions, cirrhosis, diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, are potentially a risk for cholangiocarcinoma. And these things over the past few decades have increased globally. So maybe that may be one of the things that is potentially contributing to the rise in cholangiocarcinoma. So I think the takeaway messages are that we need to know more about risk factors. We need to make sure that we're accurately classifying the disease, so we know accurately what's going on. And we need to really look at the genetic changes in more detail at the scientific level.